This is the Deep End Broadcasting Network.
43-time 20-goal scorer goes to the net. Right down the slot, it's Vince Dunn, and he scores.
Going back to last season, Pasternak. Now it's 61 goals in his last 83 games as his one-timer finds the back of the net. Through center and on the go. Ovechkin has it in neutral towards the empty cage. He scores again. Alex Ovechkin one closer to 800.
Who's the draw? Now it's a 3-on-2 for the Stars. Lindell carries up across ice. Landry, and they score! Glendening went to the net, redirects it. A short-handed goal makes it 4-1 Dallas. That will not make the coach happy.
What the puck is going on?
All right, this is What the Puck is Going On for Monday, March the 13th, 2023. How about that? Just about halfway through March already. And that just means the playoffs are getting closer for us here in the NHL. I am Stephen Murray, broadcasting from the Deep End Studios in Virginia Beach, Virginia, the United States of America. Nephew Dave is down at spring training and concerts, festivals. He's got all kinds of fun stuff, but he's on location down in Florida. So he'll check in at some point this week. And joining us tomorrow on the roundtable will be Chris Drewer. All right, so Drewer will come in and give us some hockey insight. He's a hockey expert in his own rights. We start with just a trio of games this Monday. So this will be a short show, full slate tomorrow night. And everyone is a big favorite on the three games that we have. So we'll run down the slate real quick. I'll get to some injuries. Some other stuff here too. We'll look at the injury list here in a second. But the three games we have tonight are the Maple Leafs hosting the Sabres. Maple Leafs minus 245, big favorite. Avalanche minus 260 on the road at Montreal. And actually a closer contested odds game. Dallas Stars minus 125 at Seattle, a game that was high scoring, and just Saturday night they played in Seattle. So this will be a repeat of all those. That'll be a repeat of those characters. Okay, so Kraken Stars take two here on the Monday night, late night. The first two games at 7:35. All right, if we, you can hear it in my voice, you can see it in my eyes, but it is allergy season here in Virginia, and it has been a rough day, even with the rain and rain yesterday. But we've had our hands full with some swollen eyes here, and we're about over that. But about the same thing every spring for me, so we'll bear with it. If you're wondering why, it looks like maybe I got punched in the face. That's basically why. It feels like you got punched in the face. Anyway, okay, the injury list. Let's kind of peruse it, see if we have anything new going on here. Couple players in Arizona day-to-day now. Schmaltz and Fisher. Chatfield for Carolina day-to-day. For the Blackhawks, keep this all in mind for this week. These players should miss most of the week. Cole Gutman, Austin Wagner, Andres Bork, Jonathan Tays continues to be out. Darren Helm out this week for Colorado. He might be back midweek. Curtis McDermott as well. We'll get to the full injury reports as we go. Scott Wedgwood for Dallas continues to be out. Vegas, Aiden Hill, Nicholas Roy, Keegan Colasare, all day to day. Minnesota has Brandon Duhaime day to day. Foligno, Marcus Foligno day to day for Minnesota. Montreal adds to their list, or updates it anyway. Paul Byron, Christian Dvorak, Joel Armia, Justin Barron, Sean Monahan, all out at least a portion of this week or more. Nashville has Luke Evangelista day to day. Nashville, Huso Pearson day to day. Ryan Lindgren for the Rangers day to day. San Jose updates Simic and Jake McDonald both likely out most of the week. Anthony Cirelli for Tampa Bay day-to-day. Toronto, Luke Shin expected to be out at least through the 15th. And then Washington has Sonny Milano day-to-day. Josh Morrissey for the Jets day-to-day. All right. In the standings, let's take a look and see who had a good weekend here. New Jersey's on fire. They've won 3 in a row. They had a great weekend, 7-2-1 in their last 10. Let's see here. Toronto winners of 2 in a row now. They had a good weekend. So did the Penguins as they flip-flopped spots with the Islanders in the wild card standing. Now the Pens with 78 points get a little bit of separation from the teams trying to reach the wild card. But they are ahead of a couple points above the Islanders now. Who have a solid 10 games, but they lost their last time out. Florida now has 73 points. Washington 71, Ottawa 70, Buffalo and Detroit both 69. You figure Philadelphia is out of it with 59 points. Ottawa losing 2 in a row. We were hot on the Senators for a while. We did not play them in the last couple games. In fact, we didn't play much hockey. We did one hockey bet Saturday that, for the most part, did pretty good, except for our alt numbers didn't quite get there. Penguins in the blowout. Edmonton, Toronto over was a good one. Over in Dallas, Kraken got there, but didn't quite get there to over 8.5 like I wanted. And the other play, New Jersey we had as well, but they only won by 2. I was looking to for them to win by 3 or 4 goals anyway. Let's see. Bad teams right now. Losers of 3 in a row are Philly. So that might be a team we want to pick on. 2-7-1 here in their last 10. Well, in fact, go ahead and put Philly in the penalty box. I think they're giving up on the season at this point. But yeah, we haven't done a penalty box.
7 guys, Mike, come on.
You can't do that. That was probably number 10. 2 minutes broken.
Tampa, tripping.
All right, so we throw Philly, the Flyers, in the penalty box. That's a team we're going to look to play against. And the San Jose Sharks, we'll go ahead and throw them in the penalty box.
7 guys, Mike, come on.
You can't do that. That was probably number 10. 2 minutes broken.
Tampa, tripping.
Losers of 3 in a row are the San Jose Sharks. So they are not doing so hot here as they fall to be now tied for the worst team in the West with Chicago. 50 points only for San Jose on the season. Only 19 wins. Wow. Even Columbus has more wins than that. Okay, let's get to the card for tonight. We'll zip through it. Sabres and Maple Leafs. Sabres are 2-1 underdogs, getting paid anywhere plus 195 to plus 200. The Maple Leafs minus 245, over under 6.5. The over is juiced heavily to minus 165. So I guess that's going to reach a 7 here at some point. In fact, here's the one thing I've noticed when we have a trio of games or 4 games or just a slight card. I feel like a lot of these games trend under. We haven't had a super blowout night with the overs when you have a short card. That could actually be tonight. We could get a lot of goals in the Sabres Maple Leafs game. In fact, Nephew Dave weighs in. He likes the over in the Sabres and Maple Leafs. So that's a pick for Nephew Dave tonight. I think I got to agree with him on that. And I think you can take Toronto team goals. You could probably take Buffalo team goals as well. Goalies listed for this game will be Craig Anderson and Matt Murray. Matt Murray, not the best in the pipes there, cousin Matt. So potential for scoring aplenty for Buffalo as well as Tampa tonight. So I think Toronto. So I think any kind of scoring that you look for in this game is good to go. Buffalo is good enough to win this game too. They're getting really paid. They're paying really nicely, almost 2-1 straight up, almost 3-1 plus 290 to win in regulation against the Maple Leafs. So that would be a nice, interesting pick as well. We also have alternate puck lines. Because if the Sabres, just to give you a clarification, Sabres -1.5 is plus 420. If you think the Sabres can get that second empty netter in there, -2.5 is plus 750. -3.5 is plus 1,500. And all the way down the line there, the Sabres with big odds if you like them on any kind of alternate line. I don't think you can do that completely. Toronto is a team that is hot, 2-in-a-row winners, like we said, 7-3 in their last 10. But it is Monday. It could be a fishy Monday. Maybe the Sabres get there on one of those weird lines. So I would take a look at all the total goals anyway for that game, and I think you can have at it. The Canadians, although they haven't been playing super great, I feel like they haven't been getting blown out either. So they've at least remained competitive through all of their injuries. Let me get to the team injury report here. As Buffalo too. Just a couple players on the injured list for tonight. Toronto, if we look at them real quick, comes in. They're kind of banged up. This might be a good time to play against them on a Monday. Manic Monday kind of play, maybe with Buffalo. In this game that we're talking about now with Montreal, I mean, the Canadians, the injury list is just obscene. They've been the most banged up team in the league by far, most of the year, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players still on the injured list. Brendan Gallagher, Kirby Doc included in that. And then Colorado is not far behind them. They have a six-pack of players hurt. Curtis McDermott, Darren Helm, Pavel Francouz, Eric Johnson, Josh Manson, and Gabriel Landeskog continues to be hurt. He'll be out until April. The Avalanche look to get most of these players hopefully back by the end of the month, and they will hope not to get other players. That's the thing. They get players back, and they send other players right back on the injury list. I feel like is the case for Colorado. In the last 10 games here, Colorado is sitting right there in a wild card. So where they were up there in the Pacific race, they are now the last team in the wild card. They have 78 points. That is going to trail Dallas now by 7 points. They're right there, ready to take over the lead in that division. Dallas has turned their ship around, going 6-3-1 here in their last 10. So they've rekindled their spark. Minnesota 7-0-3 in their last 10. Winnipeg, although they won 2 in a row, just 3-5-10, 2 in their last 10. Edmonton, top spot in the wild card in the West, 6-4 in their last 10, and 6-3-1 for Colorado. Colorado leads Nashville and Calgary, really the only two contenders at this point to sneak up into the Western Conference playoffs of teams that are not in it as we speak. Colorado ahead of Nashville and Calgary by 5 points. So this is a big opportunity for Colorado on a Monday night to beat Montreal. Montreal here, the Canadians in their last 10 are just 3-5-2, and they have been outscored by 56 goals in their plus minus. So brutal season overall for Montreal. Dallas plus 25 on their goal differential. 18-11-1 on the road as well for the Avalanche. So I think you look at a possible over here again, but maybe over team goals just for Colorado. Colorado to get to over 3.5 is minus 142. If you want to take the Avs on the 60-minute line, you're only going to risk minus 170 instead of 260. Alternate puck line. If you think Colorado can roll, minus 2.5 is plus 164. Minus 3.5 is 4-1. So I think as Colorado goals, at least maybe Montreal can add to that tally as well to get you to some kind of super over. I did play one tiny $5 ticket, $5, where I took over 8.5 goals in all 3 of these games. So we'll see if that can work out for a Monday night. Really small bankroll here for these plays. We'll take a shot. Dallas Stars, Seattle Kraken. Stars are minus 125. Kraken plus 105, over under 6.5. Again, this was a high scoring game the other night. Why can't they both get there again, to be honest? We talked about the Stars and the standings being red hot now with 2 wins in a row, 6-3 and 1 in their last 10. Red hot's maybe a little bit of an exaggeration, but they have not conceded that first place top spot in the top of the Central Division, even with a couple of teams tying them at points, Minnesota included, who trail them now by 1 point. Winnipeg, look at that. The Jets, 6 points back. They're trying to hang tough. They're not out of it to win this Central by any stretch. You're still getting a good number on that. But Dallas will try to keep it going for another month or so and clinch the Central crown. The Kraken are third in the Pacific. They have 81 points overall. They could be in the wild card standings if they hit a skid here. They really haven't, but 500 is more like their mojo lately. 5-4-1 for the Kraken. Edmonton trailing them by 1 point, 6-4 again here in their last 10. Edmonton just doesn't have the defense, really. They allow a lot of goals, but the Kraken do too. They play high-scoring games. 232 goals scored for the Kraken, 211 goals given up on the year. Dallas has been a goal-scoring machine, scoring 229 goals themselves. That trails New Jersey and Boston within reach. Dallas could go on a super scoring streak and maybe catch those teams. But we look for a high scoring affair, I think, in Dallas and Seattle again tonight. All right, injury wise, if we look at that one last time, relatively healthy. Tyler Seguin, would be nice to get him back. They could have all these players back this week with Seguin, Wedgwood, and Glendening for Dallas. Seattle, on the other hand, just Andre Burakovsky. That's the player they need. Hopefully they can get him back this week, and then Donskoy will be done for the season with his concussion. All right. Let's go ahead and, I think an overplay is fair in that Dallas Kraken game. So I would look at the over in all these games, and particularly in the Avalanche Canadiens game on total goals over with the Avalanche and their team goals of over 3.5. All right, let's see here. Playoff wise. Let's see. Eastern Conference, Bruins still the favorite, plus 220. Carolina plus 420. 5-1 for the Maple Leafs. Devils 6-1. Rangers plus 750. Lightning plus 900. Penguins 20-1 shots there. You're still getting 40-1 on the Islanders. Panthers not in it, paying better than the Islanders. So maybe they're expecting the Islanders to drop out. Let's see, you're getting 130-1 on the Senators, 110-1 on the Capitals. If you think they can sneak in the playoffs, wow, 110-1 on the Capitals is a nice price right now. We are gawking when you're getting 75-1. But if they can ever get all their players back off the injured list, then they'll have a shot. Colorado, although they're in a wild card, are still the hands-on favorite to win the West, plus 270. Golden Knights plus 490. Edmonton plus 500. Stars plus 600. Kings plus 850. Wild plus 900. Jets plus 1,200. And the Kraken at 13-1 odds. Winnipeg paying better to win the West than they are their own division when they're only 6 points back which is crazy to say. 30-1 to win. The Central are Winnipeg. Dallas now the favorite, -160. The Avalanche have slipped to 3-1. And Minnesota, just a point back, is +470. So a real nice price on Minnesota now if you want to take that route. In the Pacific, the Golden Knights -155 favorite. The Kings are right there, +290. Kraken +700. Edmonton +800. Calgary, a real long shot, 500-1 odds, but they are not quite out of it yet either. They could just get on a tear and win a bunch of games, and they'd be right there anyway. All right, we'll get out of here for tonight. Take all the overs. Nephew Dave likes the over in Toronto and Buffalo as well. All right, everyone, good luck on your tickets. This is What the Puck is Going on a Monday night.